Hey everyone, I'm Shahnaz from CrochetDreams.com and I'm back with another squishy blanket. I used Bernat Baby Blanket, a 6 size yarn and a 10mm crochet hook. The colors I used are white, buttercup and coral blossom. The stitches on this one are pretty tightly packed, so if you're a tight crocheter, I would suggest you to go up to an 11mm or a 12mm hook. The blanket has a nice bumpy texture and is a very beginner friendly pattern. It has a very simple single crochet border and stripes all across it. So gather your supplies and let's get started. Chain any multiple of 2 plus 4 to begin. For a blanket of size 33 inches, I chained 58. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to chain 10 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That is a multiple of 2 plus 4. Now let's start the first row. Work a single crochet and a double crochet into the second chain from hook. The loop on your hook never counts as a chain, so this is one and this is a second chain from hook. Work a single crochet and a double crochet into the same chain. To work a single crochet, insert your hook into the second chain, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Generally people work under both the loops, but for a yarn of this thickness I would suggest you work just under one of the loops or you leave big holes in your work. So I worked a single crochet and now I will work a double crochet into the same chain. To work a double crochet, wrap your yarn around the hook, insert your hook into the same chain, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to complete your double crochet. Now skip the next chain and work a single crochet and a double crochet into the next. A single crochet and a double crochet. Now skip the next chain and work a single crochet and a double crochet into the next. Keep working that sequence. Skip chain, skip one chain and work a single crochet and a double crochet into the next chain. Repeat that until you have 2 chains left. Single crochet and a double crochet into the same chain. Skip the next, single crochet and a double crochet into the same chain. Skip the next, single crochet and a double crochet into the next chain. Skip the next chain and work a single crochet and a double crochet into the next. Now you have 2 chains left, so skip the next chain and work a single crochet into the very last chain. So this completes our row 1, and if you look at it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 pattern repeats. So if your foundation chain was, say, 14, you subtract 2 from it and you get 12. Divide that by 2 and then you get your pattern repeats. Let's begin row 2. Chain 1 and turn. 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet into the very first stitch, the same stitch in which you just worked the beginning chain. So work a single crochet and a double crochet into the very first stitch, skip the next stitch and work a single crochet and a double crochet into the next. Skip the next stitch and work a single crochet and a double crochet into the next. To speed up your work, you can easily see where you have to work your single crochet and your double crochet. If you look closely at your work, you'll see a bar that's running vertically and slanting upwards, and there's a gap right under it. That is where you should work your repeats. So go in near that loop and work a single crochet and a double crochet. Work a single crochet and a double crochet. Work a single crochet and a double crochet. Keep working that until you have 2 stitches left. And when you have 2 stitches left, skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the very last stitch. So that completes row 2. The number of repeats should stay constant throughout the rows. So let's count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 repeats in this one as well. And now let's begin row 3. Row 3 will be a repeat of row 2, and every other row will just be a repeat of row 2, but we will change colors, and I will show you how to do that after I work 2 more rows in white. I'm at the end of row 3 now. I have 2 stitches left and I just have my last stitch to go. So I will skip the next stitch and work a single crochet into the very last stitch. But if you look carefully at your work, you will see a loop that's jutting out on the side of your work. This is from the beginning chain of the previous row. It shows very prominently because your yarn is very thick. So I would suggest you try to catch that while you work the last single crochet of every row from now on. To do that, just lift your last stitch a little bit with your fingers and insert your hook through the loop as well as under the stitch. So you lock that loop there. Then pull up a loop for your single crochet, yarn over, pull through 2 to complete your last stitch. Now you can begin working your 4th row just like row 2. So I'll meet you at the end of row 4 where we'll be changing colors. I've reached the end of row 4 and I'm going to change colors now. I have 2 stitches left. I'll skip the next stitch and work my last stitch, remembering to catch that loop. But while I work my single crochet, my very last single crochet, I won't complete the stitch. Once I have 2 loops on my hook, I will be pulling through the yellow color yarn. And that's how you change colors at the end of the row. So I'm going to lift my stitch, catch that loop, insert my hook into the loop as well as the stitch, and pull up a loop. So I have 2 loops left on my hook, and now I'll be joining the yellow color yarn over and pull through. So I just finished joining the yellow color yarn at the end of row 4. Now let's begin row 5, and row 5 is just the same repeat of row 2, but you do it in yellow color. So you are going to do 2 more repeats of row 2 in this color, and we'll join back the white. So we're not fastening off the white color yet. We'll just drop it to pick it up later. So I'll meet you after I do 2 more rows of yellow. I'm about to finish my 2nd row of yellow. Now you can fasten off the yellow color. Leave about 8 to 10 inches of yarn to weave in later. And now we're going to rejoin our white color when we do the last single crochet of the row. So skip the next stitch and while working the last single crochet and you have 2 loops on your hook, pull through the white color. And you already have the white color attached to your work, so you just have to pick it up and pull through. While you do that, make sure you don't do it very tight. Keep it loose along the side, and when you add your border, that will get covered. So I'm going to start working my last single crochet. I lift my last stitch, insert my hook through that side loop and the stitch, and now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to take the white yarn that I dropped and pull through the 2 loops. Take care that this isn't too tight. And now I'm going to start working with the white yarn. Chain 1 and turn. And then you can work 1 single crochet and a double crochet into the first stitch. So you will work 2 rows with white now, and then you will switch to the next color. So that's how you work the blanket, by changing colors and repeating the same row 2 for every row. After you complete 2 rows of white, you will join the peach color and do 2 rows with it, and then you will join back the white color. So after working 2 rows of white, you don't fasten off, you'll just drop it to pick it up later. So I'll meet you at the end of 2 more rows of white. Now I'm at the end of my second row of white. I'm going to work my very last single crochet. I skip the next stitch and work into the very last stitch. I catch the loop and the stitch and pull up a loop. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, and I will join the peach color yarn by pulling it through the 2 loops. I'll just drop the white color yarn now. I'll chain 1, turn, and work 2 rows of peach now. And once I finish 2 rows of peach, I will be joining back the white and working 2 more rows of white. And after that 2 rows of white, you will not carry the yarn on the side, you will fasten off, because it's not going to be in use for a few more rows. So after the next white stripe, which follows the peach one, you will be fastening off the white and joining back yellow. Keep repeating row 2, changing colors as shown on the screen, and I'll meet you at the end of your blanket after you finish your last final 4 rows in white, and I'll show you how to add the border. I've finished my last 4 rows. I haven't done all the stripes, I've just made a small piece so I can show you how to add the border. So let's assume this is the last stripe with 4 rows of white, just like you had in the beginning. I don't join colors or change colors for the border at the end of row 4, because if you don't add 1 more single crochet row, the last stripe looks a little smaller than in the very first stripe. That's because the foundation chain does add a little bit of height to your work. So we'll finish with a row of single crochet. Chain 1, turn, and work 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and each stitch across to the end. And when you work your very last single crochet, you will join the peach color yarn to work your border. And the border is a simple round of single crochet stitches. I experimented with adding a white border and it didn't look good with the stripes. It was like clashing too much. So I left it at 1 single crochet row, which matched the design much better. So I'm going to finish with my last single crochet. Again, I lift my stitch and insert my hook through the loop that's jutting out. And the last stitch, pull up a loop. I have 2 loops left on my hook, and now I'm going to join the peach color yarn for the border. I pull through the peach color through both the loops on my hook, and I can fasten off the white and get it out of the way. Chain 1 at the corner and work 2 single crochet right after the corner. Work 2 single crochet here. Oh, catching too many loops. Two single crochet and 1 single crochet across, as evenly distributed as possible. Until you reach near the next corner. And make sure you don't go too deep into your work, or it will leave holes in your work. So try to maybe go under just 1 loop at the edge. If that leaves a hole, catch 2. So use your best judgment here. If you work too many single crochet stitches, your border is going to turn wavy. So try to distribute them as evenly as possible. And if you have 2 less stitches, your work will bunch up. So try to go as evenly as possible. I'm not weaving in any tails as I go, except for maybe the peach color, which you can catch in your work. But I wouldn't suggest you catch any of the other colors because it takes your yarn far away from the stripe, and when you try to weave in the rest of the tails, it might be too far away from the same color stripe. Okay, now I'm near the corner, and I'll work 2 single crochet on one side of the corner and 2 single crochet on the other side of the corner. That will help me turn the corner. So 2 single crochet here, and I turn, and I'll work, I'm going to catch 2 loops this time, and then 1 loop for the next single crochet. Kind of closes any holes that are left. And now work 1 single crochet. Working into one of the loops is leaving a hole on the foundation chain side, so I'm going to go under 2 loops. So there's a big gap here, so I won't go under that. I will catch 1 extra loop from the side and then work the single crochet. So you have to make sure you're not leaving holes in your work. Do what works best. And keep working single crochet, and once you reach the next corner, put 2 here on one side of the corner and 2 here on the other side of the corner, and keep working all around until you reach the beginning of your border, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. I'm now at the end of my border, so I'll work 1 more single crochet, and now I've reached the corner, so right before it I will work 2 single crochet and slip stitch to the very first single crochet to complete my border. So that completes your blanket, and you can turn and weave in all the tails. Weave it into the same color, the white into the white, the peach into the peach, and the yellow into the yellow. I hope you enjoyed working this blanket with me. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to press that bell icon so you receive notifications when I post new patterns. Thank you so much for watching.